Hello, everyone in the world, and welcome back to another episode of this amazing podcast that I am doing. Um, I know last time, and people are probably laughing right now, because I haven't said the name of the podcast, because I'm gonna read it, because I got it wrong last time. Oh my god, it was hilarious. I'm actually not going to read it. It is the Witcher's Witch Hunt podcast, and I honestly think that that's a better name than the Witching Hour, even though the Witching Hour is a really good name, and I'm probably going to use that later on for something else. I'm not really sure, but I will definitely use it. Don't steal it, please. Please don't steal it. Please. The name of my podcasts are all I have. Please. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let me talk about, I don't know, the world. How are you doing today? Are you doing good? Because I honestly care. I have done nothing today, and I plan on doing nothing while I talk to you guys, because that's what friends are for. Am I right? Ding! Oh man, this is so awkward. I feel like I should have at least gotten into, what I'm going to talk about today. Oh my god, I've just burped again. Oh my god. This podcast is all falling apart. I should just stop right now. There's no point in even continuing anymore. But here's actually what I'm going to talk about. I have a few news pages open here where I'm going to talk about what they say and whatnot, because this is my podcast and I can do what I want. Shut up. You are not the boss of me. You're not even my real mom. So for right now, I'm going to talk about this one article on Fox News, because, they're a reputable news network. Excuse me one second. I will take a drink. This is not my Starbucks Frappuccino that I was drinking yesterday. This is actually good old Sprite Zero. And it's pretty good. Not sponsored, I swear. Please, I'm not a sellout. I swear to God, man, I'm not a sellout. Anyway, so this article on Fox says that it's actually kind of stupid, to be honest, but it's also kind of interesting to talk about, because I think it's interesting. It's about McDonald's using classical music to calm down people that are, like, excited, I guess, because I get excited when I'm waiting for my McDouble. I don't know. It said that it's basically saying that you like how I keep saying it's saying that instead of actually telling you what it is. It really ties this whole podcast together, in my opinion. It's saying that a couple of McDonald's locations have actually started using classical music to calm people down instead of, I don't know, not doing anything about it. There's not really a whole lot to say about that other than, I don't know, it probably might work. There's no real, like, good way to stop people from getting really excited, I guess. There's, like, you could talk to them, but sometimes people just are annoyed. I have no real, other than the example I used yesterday, I have no real other example of someone who was, like, really rude to me and who just wouldn't have it. Just because I haven't worked there for very long. I'm sure, like, in a couple months, if I'm still doing this podcast, which hopefully I still will be, I'll have some more stories for you guys. I'll actually, you know what, when I go to work, I'll remember every single little thing that's happening, and we can talk about that, because why not? I have no life, and I have nothing else to talk about. Anyway, so, that story was very uninteresting, and I am so sorry that I told it, because, Jesus Christ, half of you probably already clicked off. Oh my god, this is so sad, it's being derailed so quickly. It's very, very bad that I am derailing this entire thing within the first 5 minutes. That's like, 420 just showed up on my screen, oh my god. Oh, I should have said that at actual 420. I can talk about actually what I did last night. After I recorded my video and I uploaded that at Jesus Christ, 9:30, I just asked my buddy, hey, yo. He actually has a YouTube channel as well. You should go follow that shiz. I gotta stay ad-friendly even though I haven't enabled monetization on my channel. Awkward. Anyway, He actually has a channel. I believe it's still called Click It. I'm not sure, but you should definitely check it out. He makes some funny stuff sometimes. I don't know if he's still doing it or not. I'll ask him. Maybe. Probably not. Anyway, so this story that I want to talk about. Last night I asked him at like 9:30, like, hey, let's go get some ice cream because I'm a fat, lazy piece of shit who needs ice cream 24/7 because I am terrible. Also, Dairy Queen is so delicious. Jesus, their Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix is like amazing. I am so sorry. I know my voice is terrible and half of your ears are probably bleeding right now, but I don't care. Jesus Christ, their amazing Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix is so good. It is one of the best combinations of ice cream that they've done in a very long time. And so we went to Dairy Queen. I'm doing the thing again. That's so annoying. It's annoying for me too, and I know it's annoying for you guys. But we went to Dairy Queen. We go through the drive-through. I order my thing, Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix, and he's like, he didn't really want anything, I guess, but I made him get a caramel sundae. And I say caramel, not caramel. Sorry, all you people out there. But that's just how I say it. Caramel just sounds better, not caramel. Caramel. This is going to be a debate that it rivals that of even pineapple on pizza, which should not be on pizza. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. It is so gross. It is like an alien race descending to our world and trying to colonize it. That is how much it disgusts me. All of you people that enjoy pineapple on pizza, I don't have anything against you, but I will no longer be friends with you. Sorry. It's just like, my sister actually likes pineapple and ham on pizza. The Hawaiian style, which I'm not sure what's Hawaiian about that, other than the fact that there are pineapples on Hawaii. Not really sure what that has to do with anything, but, whatever. But, like, I feel like pineapple is just one of those toppings that was never meant to be put on pizza, but then it was, and apparently some people like it. I personally do not, and that's my opinion. So, yeah. Sorry, I was taking another sip, and I'm going to take even one more sip. So after we get our ice cream, I'm derailing this again after... Jesus, I'm so bad at this. I need to, figure out what I'm doing. So we get our ice cream, right? And then we actually go to a little place that's not too far from where I live. It's like a park, I guess. It's called Squire's Castle. It's really interesting. I'm not sure when it was built or anything, but it looks really nice. My stepfather and my mom were actually married there, and it was a great ceremony. I'm sure I was too young to remember it. But I remember them getting married there, and that's great. But, we went there, it was oh my god, it was 10, so it was really dark out, obviously because it's a 10, and we stayed there until around 11, but there were other people there too, and apparently everyone at midnight just decided to go out and explore Squire's Castle, because why not? That seems like a terrific idea. I actually wanted to go into the woods near Squire's Castle, but we didn't, just because woods at night are very scary. I was not scared at all, though. I am a big, strong boy with many muscles, and I can protect myself. That's a lie about the protecting myself and about the muscles. God, I'm so sad. This is such a sad podcast. Why did any of you watch this? This is so terrible. You should just stop watching now. Go watch PewDiePie or something. I don't know. Are the kids still watching PewDiePie? Probably not. But another thing that I actually wanted to talk about was, so I talked about the McDonald's thing, which I actually have a piece of paper with a bunch of topics. Look at the sound waves on that. Anyway, I wrote down a piece of paper with all of the topics I wanted to discuss. And one of the ones that I wrote down, McDonald's new classical music shit. Because, why not? Apparently, I don't know if I said this, but they're doing classical music in their lobby towards nighttime. So when people get a little bit upset that it's taking longer because it's at night, and I already told this story that there's not a lot of people working at night, they can actually be a little bit calmed by Bach's wondrous, soothing tones. Actually, here's another one. The state of Nevada, or is it Nevada? Oh no, it's Nevada. Nevada actually just declared a state of emergency. What day of the day? A state of emergency on Friday, which is so hilarious. They issued this state of emergency, right? But they didn't issue it because, an excess of murders or there's someone running rampant in the town. Nope, they issued a state of emergency because they ran out of weed. Yep. Let's just have a second to really absorb that. Nevada issued a state of emergency because they ran out of pot. Is that not a little hilarious? It's one of the funniest things I've heard in the past 2 weeks. I can't believe that you'd even consider putting out a state of emergency because you ran out of pot. They literally legalized it 2 weeks ago? I don't even know. Something like that. But they are already, it's way more than the people expected. Because what do you expect? When you legalize pot, what do you expect is going to happen? People are just going to be like, oh, cool, that's pretty neat, I guess, whatever, I don't really care. No, people are going to friggin' smoke weed. Are you stupid? People are going to go buy, like, a ton of weed and just smoke it. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's so hilarious. Jesus Christ. I mean, like, you couldn't have, like, planned for this. Like, hello? Oh, it's just so sad. What are they doing in Nevada that they're like, oh, it's so stupid. You have to be 21? Apparently you have to be 21 and older with a valid ID. What? So, okay, I'm literally reading this for the first time right now. To buy, this is word for word what is on the Fox website, because Fox is a reputable news network. To buy, those 21 and older with a valid ID and purchase up to an ounce of pot at dispensaries. Alright, nice wording. Who wrote this? Oh, it doesn't say. Come on, you're going to tell me who wrote this, right? No one's going to take credit for this garbage article? Come on, son. Alright. To buy, those 21 and older with a valid ID and purchase up to an ounce of pot at dispensaries. What? The drug can only... I don't know what their wording is. It's like, this is like a 6th grader's wording. The drug can only be consumed in a private home, not in public, including the Strip, hotels, and casinos. Violators face a misdemeanor citation and $600 fine. Ooh, let's actually read the comments. That'll be a good one. One guy said, oh, bummer, dude. Potheads don't appreciate what they have until they're high, and then all of a sudden, a door is a great concept. Some of the biggest grouchy conservatives are former potheads. Alright. Listen, display name Tim, because that is what you put down as your name. He wrote this comment 46 minutes ago. Okay. Alright. Cool, Tim. Display name Tim. He said, I already read it to you. But, like, potheads don't appreciate what they have until they're high. What? Overgeneralized much? Display name Tim. And then all of a sudden, a door is a great concept. A door is a pretty great concept, but let's talk about... I don't even know how locks work, alright? That shit is so amazing. Some of the biggest grouchy conservatives are former potheads, and some of the biggest grouchy liberals are potheads right now. Your point? Anyway, this person seems to have written a quote. The Nevada Tax Commission said in a statement it will consider emergency regulations on July 13th to provide a structure for marijuana distribution to retailers. It would allow for liquor wholesalers to get in on the marijuana business. And that's not all. They continue. How convenient. They could buy a bottle of vodka and 1 pound of marijuana at one location. They should also include the supermarkets and allow to pay by food stamps. I'm not really sure if that's like a comment or like if they're being sarcastic. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Anyway, I'm setting up a new business in Vegas that sells Doritos and Cheetos on every corner. I'll be a billionaire by Christmas. Wow, that's so interesting, FW Mark. Oh my lord. This person, Chuckles M, he's got the chuckles. When Chelsea Clinton was born, the delivery doctor slapped Hillary Clinton and Webb Hubble instead of Chelsea. Ha 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 ha. I don't really know what they're going for. This isn't even an article about it. Oh, let's look at the prize. I'm not really sure what they're kind of going for there, because wasn't even about Hillary Clinton. It's literally about smoking weed. He was probably high when he wrote that. Let's see what else. Let's look in the opinion articles, because those are always very funny. If Comey's in legal jeopardy, will Mueller ride to his... Let's not do any political stuff. I don't want to say something really stupid before I run for city council. Let's talk about running for city council. That's a good idea. Let me take a sip. So delicious. Sprite Zero for the win. Ding ding. Finger guns. So, me running for city council, I've been thinking about it for a really long time, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. I need to figure out when the elections are for which seat, and I actually need to figure out which seats are the weakest and which ones are probably about the strongest right now, because I'm not really 100% sure, and I'm not even sure which person is in the seat for my district. God, I'm burping again. But if I do get elected, I have a couple ideas already, and they're probably not very good, but one of the things I want to do is add street lights, because on my street and on, there's this huge long road that I use to get home when I work late or just whenever, which has no street lights, and it has no sidewalk either, and I would love to add sidewalks and the street light thing would be easier because the telephone poles are already there. They carry the wires and shiz. So, adding a street light, you just put one on each of those poles. And you don't even, literally there are street lights going down up to, a park. Because there's, an inlet for a park. Then there's these two highways that go over the road. And there's the rest of the road. And all the lights just stop at the highways. And they just, don't keep going. So, it's, they planned on doing it, and then they just never did. And that makes no sense to me, and it's totally stupid. We should definitely put in some streetlights there, because it's really necessary for when you're driving home. Speaking of this, we actually had a car wreck. I believe it was on that road. But it was in one of the areas near where I live. And there was a car wreck there, and if it was on that road, then it was probably caused because there just aren't streetlights. There need to be streetlights. It's not even a question of if it's a good idea. It's an amazing idea, and it's just a no-brainer, you know? It's one of those ideas that that's a pretty good idea. It's gonna cost money, yeah, but so does every single other idea that ever existed ever. If it costs money, it's probably not a terrible idea. It's so ridiculous. Actually, it wouldn't be the whole the cornerstone, I should say, of my position. I have to think of more things to, add to my my platform, I guess is a good way to say it, and it's the only way to say it. So I'm not really sure. I'm not honestly sure what I'm gonna do for for what for when I run. I'm so terrible at this. I'm not sure what position I'm gonna take on certain issues. There's actually a cell tower, which would be a good position, which would be a good issue to take take a position. There's a cell tower that's being built right next to this building and a graveyard. It's so weird. It's being built there, and I believe, from what I've heard, the mayor just went ahead and signed it for the company, and he just bypassed the city council. So probably taking a stance on that would help. It would help for my case, I guess. I'm not really sure, to be honest. It's an issue, but I don't know if when I run and if I even get elected, which I doubt I will, I don't know if there would be enough time for me to stop it, if that makes any sense. I feel like I get in promising that I'd be able to stop it, and then I'd get into office and there'd be nothing I could do about it. They'd already have started construction. I don't know. I'm gonna take another sip and think of what I'm gonna say next. Mm. Mm. I know what I'm gonna talk about. So moving on from that city council thing, let's talk about the Amazon Prime Day sales. What? That's pretty cool, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what Prime Day is. Let me actually look it up real quick. Amazon Prime Day. Let's see what that means. So Prime Day, what is this? Are you not? They're not even gonna tell me what it is. They're not even gonna. So it's just I guess you could just buy stuff that's all on Prime and it's on sale. Wow, that's so interesting. Oh my god. I actually hate when companies have sales. Not because I don't like saving money. Obviously, I like to save money. But it's such a lie. If companies can cut their prices, excuse me, if companies can cut their prices, down, let's see, this one, 60% off for a power line. Yeah, it's literally a lightning cable. It was originally $60. They cut it to $24. No company would ever intentionally cut their prices more than 30% off if they weren't going to make a profit. You can't not you can't cut your prices if you aren't going to make a profit. That's just bad business. So the fact that they can go 60% off to $24 and still be making a profit and still know that they're going to be making a profit, that scares me, right? Isn't that a little bit ridiculous? The fact that they can cut their prices, they know they're still going to make a profit because people are still going to buy them. It's so crazy to think, for me at least, it's so crazy to think that they are still making enough money. Here's one, actually, here. This one was $250. It's a Bluetooth set of headphones. $250 originally. Now it's $180. I don't know how much a percent off it is, but Jesus, isn't that a little bit ridiculous? They're cutting their price almost $100, and they're still going to be making a profit. Let's see, what other ones do we have? This one, $65, originally $100. And they're still making a profit. It's not that expensive to make headphones. It's the same thing with t-shirts. T-shirts can be $8 because they aren't that expensive to make. It's literally just a bunch of fabric. It's not expensive. I just think that's so ridiculous that companies can just either slash their prices or charge so much because they know we're gonna buy it. I don't know. That always gets me heated. I don't know, man. Take another sip. Now, ooh, that was a long ass sip. Jesus. Let's talk about another topic that I wrote down on my note card that I'm vigorously shaking inside my next to my microphone. Inside my microphone. I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry. I actually wrote down the person's name, which I shouldn't have done because I'm probably going to end up blurting it out at some point. But let me see if she actually... I'm recording my podcast right now. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Anything you want me to say? Question mark. Oh, this is so awkward. Now I'm going to have to wait it's going to take 10 minutes, I bet you. And I'm going to stop recording and then she's going to send something. I'm going to ask another person. I should ask another person. Here, let me say, hey, I'm recording an episode for my podcast. Anything you want me to say to the world? Question mark. Isn't this so interesting? I think this episode of the podcast is going to be like number one on YouTube for sure. Like, oh my god, it's just so perfect. Am I right? You know, like, whoa, dude. Again, if you can't tell, I'm looking at my sound wave thing on Audacity, and I like to see the little spikes turn into like the little non-spikes. It just so it makes it's interesting to me. Okay, stop telling me what to do, man. I'm so like uninteresting. Why are you why are you watching this? I'm terrible. I'm terrible. I should just get a real job instead, even though I have a real job, but that's fine. I don't know what else to talk about. I could talk about that person that I said I was going to talk about. This person is a great person. She knows who she is. I don't need to say her name. I will say her name, actually. Not her name. Her name is now Sean Tan. So Sean Tan has been a friend of mine for quite a while now, I believe. We actually... actually, this is personal information. I actually shouldn't say it. No. Alright. It's a story for another time, I guess. If you guys want to hear the story and if she is okay with it, Sean Tan will have to tell me, and that'll have to work. But she is one of my best friends that I've ever had. She's really nice, always very sweet, and she listened to the first episode of the podcast, and apparently she really liked it. So that's why I'm so motivated to do another episode. Oh my god! And plus, I hadn't been called into work, so it actually really lined up. So, everything is coming up. I'm going to send this to everything is coming up, Joshy. I just sent that to a person over Discord because I have no life, literally no life. Jesus Christ, help me. I literally just said to someone, everything is coming up, Joshy. What is my life? What is my life? My life? What is it? I don't know what to talk about anymore, to be honest. I keep talking about her. I could do that, I guess. Yeah, so I'll tell her, like, around minute 20 I started talking about you, and I didn't stop for the rest of the podcast because the podcast stopped at minute 30. I don't know. But she is so nice. She's really nice. Let me take another sip. Leave her on suspense if she's watching. She probably isn't. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Sip, sip, sip. So she's... Oh my god, I just burped. I'm so gross. So I keep, like, stop. Oh my god. I keep starting to talk and then stopping. She's one of the best friends I've ever had. She's super nice to me. She actually seems to care, I think. I'm not really sure. I can't tell what people are thinking. What do you... You know that meme from Inside Out? Was it Inside Out? I think it was Inside Out. I forget. The one where you can see inside the person's head and you can see all their emotions. What did you see inside someone's head? I know what they were thinking. That like zoomed in on the mom's head and you see what she was thinking or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking, but I honestly think that she's amazing and she's super nice. And Sean Tan will for sure be one of my closest people, I guess. It's so getting awkward. Anybody who's listening to this clicked off immediately as soon as I started talking about someone else. How would I tell a story? God, what to tell a story about? What to tell a story about? I don't know. I'm not sure what I should tell a story about, to be honest. I have no real good stories, like stories that I'm like, oh my god, this is freaking hilarious. Jesus, what should I tell a story about? What should I tell us? I can make up a story. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make up a story. So one day, an elephant and a rhino were walking down the street, and They were both holding hands because they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and they had been together for a very long time. Almost 5 years, actually. And the rhino, who was the man in this situation, and the elephant was the girl. So they're both walking down the street. The rhino, for almost a month now, had been trying to garner up the courage to, ask her to marry him because they'd been together for so long he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. But um, it just, he could never find a good time to figure it out. She had started having trouble at work where she always came home upset, so he could never ask her when she came home. And this is the first time in almost 3 weeks that they've been able to go out and actually go out to eat and have some fun because she finally got a day off of work, and she is actually supporting this family in this situation that I created because she is an amazing person and she cares a lot about Mr. Rhino. So they went out to Olive Garden, I guess. They went out to Olive Garden, and they're sitting down right now at the table, and he ordered the spaghetti and meatballs, and she ordered, I don't know, the same thing. They both ordered spaghetti and meatballs, and they get through their meal just fine. Her plate actually came out really hot, so she burned her little elephant paw feet things. So that was a little bit of a moment of derailing. He ordered a bottle of wine for the table, Chateau Dignou 1956, cheap but also delicious. I don't know if that's even a real wine, but it is for this story. So after that, he ordered a second bottle because he's not a heavy drinker, but wine always gets him a rolling, gets him a going. And she started drinking as well. They both drinking great, and now they're on to dessert. And for dessert, they decided to get the chocolate mousse bouche, and a vanilla cake. What he decided to do was to put the ring inside of the mousse, which was his plate, and he wanted to give her a bite and have her reach in with her fork and pick up the ring. Pretty friggin' cute, I think. So the waiter brings out the desserts, and he had already given the ring to the chef, so the chef knew what was happening, and he hid the ring inside of the mousse bouche. I'm not even sure if that's like the real word. I'm not sure. But so the ring is successfully inside of the little chocolate dessert, which he offers to his lady, and she takes a quick bite, but she didn't get the ring in that bite. So he offers again, and luckily this time she went to eat it, but there was a slight crunch. And then she reaches into her mouth, pulls out the ring, and he says, "Will you marry me?" And she, of course, started crying and said, "Yes, I'll marry you, of course I'll marry you." And they lived happily ever after. Wasn't that story great? That was a several-minute long story. And it got absolutely nothing done. Proved nothing, meant nothing. But it was pretty freaking cute, I honestly think so. Anyway, what else could I talk about right now? I could talk more about McDonald's, I guess. Not sure what I should talk about at this point anymore, though. Let's talk about some people that I know. At my work, there are a couple managers that I really like. There's no one at my work that, to be honest, that I really don't like. There's no one that I like. I've had to ask, never to work with them ever again. I keep saying like. That's so bad. I've never had to ask not to work with someone, or when I am put on a shift with someone, I don't act like I don't want to work with them. Because my philosophy on working is, I went to work. Here, my philosophy is that these people who have all the power in my schedule, scheduled me to work because they believe in me, I guess. They think that I'm good enough to work there, and they're paying me for it. That's always been my thing about work, is like, I am getting paid to do this, so I'm going to do a good job. I think I do a good job. I'm not really sure if I do a good job or not. But that's just, what I do. I think I do a really good job because I'm really trying. Even if I'm not doing that good of a job, I'm really trying to do really well with my work. And I want to succeed there. And I want to do really well. But I'm honestly not sure where it's going. So that's going to be interesting to see what's happening. I'd love to work there for like a really long time, like several years maybe. Like I'd love to work into there like forever, I guess. I have no real time frame for it to stop, I guess. So yeah, I'm not really sure what else to talk about, to be honest. Let's talk about some more people. One of my managers, who's actually really nice to me, he's a really cool guy. He treats all of us pretty well, and he was a crew member who got promoted, I believe. His name will be kept hidden for his own privacy because people are totally going to watch this. Actually, last time, like, a couple people watched it, so I was a little bit happy about that, I guess. I'm not really sure if anyone's actually interested or if they're just watching so that then the numbers go up. I'm not entirely sure. Doesn't really matter, I guess. As long as people are interested in this, it's cool. I have no real goal for YouTube right now, but I'm pursuing my dreams for once. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. I grew up in the YouTuber generation where we don't watch as much TV. At least for me, I don't watch as much TV or anything else. I mostly just watch YouTube. So I have like favorite YouTubers, people I watch all the time, instead of watching TV. And I don't know, that's just like what my life is, I guess. So yeah, I have an interesting life. Jesus, Lord of all creation, save me. My life is so weird. Everybody who's watching this, hello. You guys are amazing. Like, you keep my life going. You keep me happy. I hope I made you a little bit happy, I guess. I've got nothing. I got nothing to tell you other than you make your life what it is most of the time. Most of the time, you control where your life is going and what is happening. But that's not always true. And it's obviously not going to be always true. Sometimes there are people who have their little moments where they get to come into your life and take control and ruin everything or make everything better. And that's true with pretty much anything that has ever happened ever. Most of the times when it's just you, you have control. But other times when someone else gets involved in the equation, it becomes wildly out of your control, which is obviously not enjoyable for people who like to have a certain measure of security in their life. Sometimes, but the issue with pulling someone into your life who was at one point on the outside of your life looking in, is that you give them the ropes for a while. Let's say romantically. If you suddenly start dating someone, you're giving them the power to take your life and almost do whatever they want with it. You're giving them your whole life and saying, here, you're giving them a piece of glass, a little ball of glass that has so far been cultivated to look a certain way and do certain things. But you're giving it to them and you ask them, please don't drop this. I care immensely for you, and I'm hoping that you give me that same amount of trust, and I'm hoping that you care as much about me as I care about you. I'm not getting choked up, I just almost yawned a little bit. So there's just a certain level of scaredness, I guess. There's a certain level of unknowing that you have to risk when you're getting involved with someone, not necessarily romantically. Sometimes it's just friendships can be a little bit rocky, and they can get to a point where there's no real stability, or that person has taken over some of your life a little bit. Friends who take over other friends' lives, usually they think they're doing good. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. That's not really any of my business if anything like that is happening in your life. But don't let someone change your life. If you think it's going bad, tell them this isn't working out. Whether it's in a relationship or if it's like just generally in life. Never let someone take your life away from you if you don't think that they deserve to have the power to do that. If you think that this person isn't trustworthy enough to have full control over your life, then they probably don't, because it's your life. You're the one with the keys to this car. You are the one who has all of the power to say, no, this isn't how it's supposed to happen. My life is supposed to be different. You're the one who has the power to tell someone that this is how your life is going to work, and if they don't like it, they can leave. It's all your choice. And I'm glad that maybe this time, maybe I've ended this on a happy note. I think it's a happy note. For me, it's pretty happy. If it's not for you, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I just made things worse. I don't know. I'm not sure what your situation is. If you care about someone else having control of your life, I'm not sure what your whole deal is. If you do care about someone else having control of your life, and you're scared that maybe they're taking too much control away from you, then you have to tell them. You have to say, listen, my life is my life. You can't always control every little thing that I'm doing. Sometimes I just need to have control over myself and my faculties and what is happening. Excuse me 1 second. Just take a little sip. I think on that note, I'm actually going to end this episode. This second episode of Witcher's Witch Hunt. I didn't read off of a card, I swear. So everyone, please, if you would like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about my amazing podcast and my beautiful voice, because this is all I have. Thank you. Goodbye. You mean the world to me.